let's say it's 12 at night, I was always a midnight craving king. Like
Me too.
Always. Like I wake up in the middle of the night to go get some.
Oh my God. See, you see me. You see me. You see. That is what happens.
That was me 100%. Thankfully, I've worked through that and like trained myself to determine if it's something I really want or not. I would put a framework in place for me to have that thing. Like there are certain things I have to do in order to have it, and that'll determine if I really want it or not. So for example, you start laughing and smiling. What's in your mind?
I mean, I feel like I lack self-control. I don't know if it's the holidays. There's nothing you can do about that. I mean, in terms of like my eating, like I just want to eat everything.
You say eat everything.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not even really the holidays because I'm not eating holiday foods. I gotta fight the urge to.
What is it that you're craving?
Oh, the normal fat shit, Oreos.
Okay.
Oreos. My kids' graham cracker.
I just look myself in the mirror when I go back into that stage of Oreos and chips. I'm be like, pathetic. And I just keep walking past. Yeah.
See?
I talk crap to myself, and that's what helps me. I'm like, you're just nasty. Like, you don't even see it.
Not nasty.
Boy, listen, open up the bags. I wasted $10 on it. I just do everything. And I was like, you got this. Like, you can do it. But I like to challenge myself like that because it's just me. It's nobody here. It's like me holding me accountable for the bad decisions that I'm going to make that's going to, take away from my gain. So when I did that, I realized that I can overcome. And it's been like 2.5 months since I ate Oreos and chips. Think about it.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
I can't wait for me to one day say it's been 2 months since I've
Good choice of words.
When you have these crazy, is it more so like a daily thing, or is it just like,
it's an after the meal thing. It's like,
oh, gotcha.
I might eat something. I might be really good, right? Like I might eat something really healthy for dinner. Like I made tacos last night. I might eat some tacos. And that was great. It was within my calories. But then at the end, I'm like, but you know what you want to have? You want to have something sweet. Like, it's like that's my inner fat girl talking to me. It's like, yeah, okay, that was nice. It was healthy. That was good. But let's go get something else. And that something else is always something sweet. It's like, don't you want some graham crackers? Don't you want some? I made a smoothie yesterday, and that was the end of my bananas. So me back then would probably be like, okay, go eat some nice cream. But because I didn't have the bananas, I'm like, okay,
ready.
We got some graham crackers though, because you just went to Costco to get these kids some snacks. So I know I got graham crackers because that's a preferred snack in the household. So then I'll eat the graham crackers.
Yeah.
Half a sleeve of graham crackers, I'm feeling like a crackhead. Like, damn, girl, you just ate a really good dinner. Here you are.
So is it like more so a satisfaction type thing that you feel like you're missing in those moments? Is it like, or is it just like a actual like sweet craving? Like, because I know at times I've been through period of times where like I'll have kind of like the same thing. Like I have my dinner to be healthy, but it also be like satisfying, like it'll be good. But then at the same time, I feel like that satisfaction isn't complete until I have something that's like, satisfies the craving, like the sweet tooth as well.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So what happens when you do have it? Like, is it like you can have some and then you're good, or do you feel like you need to eat the whole thing? Like what goes through your mind when you're eating it?
It varies. Sometimes it's like, okay, 3 graham crackers, enough.
Okay.
And then that could be the end of it. And another time, I'm half a sleeve of graham crackers in, and I'm disgusted with myself. I'm like, you didn't need to do this. Then I'm like, putting the graham crackers on the top of the refrigerator, like behind shit. I'm like, no more. Like you got a problem. And then I'm like, okay, you don't leave your room anymore tonight. Once it's about, I'm treating myself like these kids. Like, you're not leaving this room.
Yeah.
And then usually that works. But I mean, but that's too many graham crackers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not just graham crackers. It's like Oreos. Like, I was disgusted with myself. Not really. I mean, they're so delicious. That's the problem.
You know, something else that I used to do, that now I'm just now thinking about, that really helped though. The thing is, it's not wrong to have those things, right? Like you can have it, and you know, obviously make sure it fits with your calories and such. But like if I'm trying to determine if it's something I really want or not, I would put a framework in place for me to have that thing. Like there are certain things I have to do in order to have it, and that'll determine if I really want it or not. So for example, let's just say I have my dinner or whatever, and this was back like before me and Raina got this, was like years back. So I have my dinner or something like that, and then if I still wanted, for example, like Oreos, like that was always my thing. It's always been Oreos since I went vegan. I don't know why it started happening like that when I went vegan, but I never was cared about Oreos ever in my life until I went vegan. But like if I ate my dinner, I was all within my calories and I met my calories, and maybe I had like 100 calories left, or you know, no calories left. And like I still wanted that satisfaction, that craving that the sweet tooth would deliver, and I want those Oreos. I wouldn't keep them in the house, first off, because that's a bigger barrier to entry. Like I can't just easily access it. That's one thing. But still, at the same time, that wasn't enough after a while to contain myself, because I would just go to the store and get it. That's what I wanted. So I would put more barriers in front of myself and things that I had to do, the framework that I had to do to get it. So for example, if I did want it and I know, okay, well, I need to go get it, I would not allow myself to get in a car to go get it. Like I would have to walk to the store to go get it and then walk back if I really wanted that. And that's going to determine, like, if it's worth walking to the store to go get my house.
This when you were in Chicago?
Chicago and in Dallas, like 2017. And then when I went back to Dallas, yeah, so it was both. So I was like, okay, well, if you want it that bad, then go walk and get it. Sometimes I would, sometimes I wouldn't. And the times I did, I was like, okay, well, you probably deserve it. One, you're getting a little bit more meat in, you get some calories burnt and such. And then two, it's a little bit uncomfortable than just walking to the kitchen and grabbing it. So if you're gonna walk for it, then yeah, go ahead and enjoy it. You know, you're gonna walk that mile to go grab it, then cool. But if it's not worth it, then you probably really don't need it. So you probably take your ass to bed. You know, so that's what I would tell myself. And that helped a lot. That helped, because there'll be a lot of times where I'll be craving it. I'm like, well, you know, if you do want that, you're gonna have to go walk to go grab it. So it will stop myself from going to go get it, because it's just too much to handle, too much to do in that moment, you know. So, and it really does work. If you put that framework in place, it really does work, because you no longer see the car as a solution when it comes to like, you know, fat stuff. Like that's out of the equation. You can't get in the car to go get it. So if you do want this, then it's probably worth it if you're going to go to the store to go get it. So yeah, go ahead and make that decision if you do. But if you don't want it, then, you know, go on back and do whatever you're about to do. And that will keep me in check a lot of the times, because I would associate fun foods, whatever, like snacks and things, I would associate that with actual work, you know, like it will require work and extra steps to do. So it would be inconvenient. And, you know, one of the easiest ways to not do something is to be inconvenienced, you know. So if we put more things in place and associate like bad behavior, not even bad behavior, because there's nothing wrong with having those things, it just when we overdo it. So if we associate that with doing a little bit more than a normal to get it, then that'll keep us in check, versus like making it easy for ourselves, you know. So
I like that.
Yeah. And the other thing is, it don't have to be like walking and go get it. It could be other things as well. Some of the other things I would do if I did have in the house, for example, is I would have to do a certain amount of work in the house. So let's say it's 12 at night. I was always a midnight craving king. Like
Me too.
Always. Like I would wake up in the middle of the night to go get some.
Oh my God. See, you see me. You see me. You see. That is what happens.
That was me 100%. thankfully I've worked through that and like trained myself to like not deal with it. I still do it from time to time, but I have to train myself to like get out of that habit of doing so. But one of the things I would do is I would make it really hard, especially like if I was cutting, I would make it really hard for me to go into the kitchen and do it by saying I have to do a certain amount of work to go in that kitchen. So if I, let's just say I really wanted those, 5 Oreos or something like that, and it's like 1 a.m, like I would not be allowed to leave my room until I do 50 push-ups when I wake up to go get those Oreos. And then it's like, oh, is those Oreos worth 50 push-ups right now at 1 a.m?
Right.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it to go get it. And sometimes I would. I sit there and I do 50 push-ups, then I go have my Oreos. It's like, okay, well, you earned it. It's worth it then. So you put these little things, these little mental barriers, and eventually they'll become real. Like right now, it made it sound like, oh, well, you could just not do it. But eventually, if you do it over and over, it becomes a real mental barrier that you have to do in order to, quote unquote, earn that thing. Because it's better if we don't have it when we don't have the calories for it, but sometimes it may just help. So a better way to frame it and not feel bad about it necessarily is to do something that's a little bit more beneficial towards our goals, that's going to help us, and also make it a little bit more difficult to indulge in what it is that we want to indulge in when we probably shouldn't be. We should probably be sleeping or something like that, So
right.
So for
No,
example,
I really like that.
Huh?
I said I really like that. That is a great idea.
Yeah. So it could be like squats, if you have to do a certain amount of squats, or some sit-ups, or jump to whatever it is that you don't necessarily like doing.
I knew you were gonna say it. I knew that's where you were unmuting yourself to say. That's how I started smiling. I said, Dwayne is gonna say burpees. And that's probably what I'll do, because I can't stand burpees. So if I'm willing to do 20 burpees to get some graham crackers, then I deserve those graham crackers.
Yeah.
Because I probably will not choose to do 20 burpees.
Exactly. And again, like one of the main like concepts that I keep in mind is think of it as a game. Like all of this, like I always think of it as a game, because that helps you like interpret it better and enjoy it as well. So it becomes a challenge. It's like, okay, well, it is like 2 a.m. Like who really does burpees at 2 a.m? Like it makes life more fun and enjoyable as well, So when you have a little bit of a challenge. So if you're gonna get up and do those burpees to earn it, then yeah, you probably should go ahead and have it. And again, worst case scenario, and if you do still have that thing when you go over your calories, at least you did something, to have that, at least you did some type of work or something that's still pushing you forward a little bit towards your goals and working in a little bit more discipline towards those things that we don't necessarily need to indulge in, but it makes us at least have a harder way of accessing it versus just like free will and easy access to whatever it is, So, I think that'd be a little bit beneficial.